Same sort of backdrop as the last one.
Well, we don't want to
I know.
dig in too much of
God bless them.
Do you want to say a few words first? Or?
I don't mind if you.
Yes, all good.
Okay, feel all right?
Are you happy?
Yeah, grand. Do you want to just
sure.
give a few words of response to what this news this afternoon?
Yeah, I'd like to pass on my thanks and commend the guards for the action that they've taken in disrupting what was clearly another sinister bomb attack, destined for Northern Ireland and to be planted by the new IRA. It was a successful operation, but it just goes to show that there are still those within our community who are committed to wreaking havoc in Northern Ireland, who don't understand what peace in Northern Ireland means, who don't want to see communities working together. And we know that this, had it been successful, would have been another terrorist attack in a series now, a regular drumbeat of dissident Republican activity trying to hold us back, trying to attack members of our security forces or members of our community, and it's wrong. So I'm glad that this has been interjected, I'm glad it has been stopped, and I'm glad that the guards will move very quickly to charge those responsible.
How concerned are you, though, that the way this device is being described, that it was clearly sophisticated, it's being described as significant, and that it was ready to go, is how it's being described?
Ready to go and being transported for terror, being transported to destroy lives. And whether it had been successful or not, I'm glad it hasn't been. But it shows you the mindset of those warped individuals who think they could achieve anything. In the next number of weeks in Northern Ireland, you're going to see significant events focusing on Irish tradition. And you'll see members of my community and others engaging with that positively and responsibly. And yet here you have these warped dissidents trying to destroy community cohesion in Northern Ireland and trying to continue their quest to take lives in Northern Ireland. I'm glad they've been stopped today, but they need to be snuffed out because they serve no practical purpose in our community whatsoever.
What does it say about the dissident threat that remains on both sides of the border?
So I think it is an interesting dynamic. We don't know if the devices that were successful in Dunmurry or Lurgan emanated from the Irish Republic. It is clear that the guards have some handle on those operating in the south, and I think it's important that they are clear about their understanding. But we know that the United Kingdom has a threat level of substantial. We know that that means an attack is likely, and we know that this is yet another example of that regular drumbeat of terrorism that hasn't gone away. And that threat is there, and I hope and pray that our members of the security forces will remain vigilant, not just for themselves, but for all of us.
Yeah, there's some concern about the border, just how porous it is at times. So today is an example of where everything was going right, and it was caught. So do you think things are improving, or do you think there's still a lot of concern?
I think it's clear that the guards have intelligence on those who were preparing this device and willing to transport it to Northern Ireland. I'm glad they succeeded, and that's in the counter-terrorism realm. What I've been talking about over the last number of weeks is the porous nature of a border which is not protected from an immigration perspective. The two are quite different, and I think they need to be treated sensibly, but recognise that there are differences, and they are not the same. So I commend the guards for what they have achieved in stopping this device on Wednesday. Publishing it today, I think they are in a position to charge quickly, and that is good, that we'll see strong action against those who are committed to terrorism. A young female trainee solicitor engaged in dissident republicanism, it's disgusting. And it does not reflect the profession that I come from in the legal fraternity, nor does it reflect any law-abiding decent citizen either in Northern Ireland or the Republic.
How worried are you? But there has been quite a spate of dissident attacks in the last few months. Do you think it's the case they might reassess the risk factor?
I don't think that it'll reassess because, I say, the threat level in the UK at the minute is substantial, and that means that an attack is likely. So we shouldn't be surprised. In fact, we are now living through and talking about the very outworkings of a threat assessment which focuses on substantial.
We obviously have a new Prime Minister, a new Secretary of State this week. What would be your message to them in the wake of this, and what do you think they will be taking from this?
Well, the first role and responsibility of any government is to protect our citizens. And the Secretary of State and the Prime Minister will have a steep learning curve as to the impact of cross-border terror, but terror throughout the United Kingdom. Andy Burnham has experience from the Manchester arena attacks. He knows the ravages of terrorism and how devastating it can be for community cohesion. And I have no doubt that in the coming hours, days and weeks they're going to get an understanding of just the continual threats that we face as a society and how important it is for our law enforcement agencies and intelligence services to keep working to protect us all.
Have you been speaking to the PSNI about this?
I have.
What are they saying?
Well, they're not saying much different from what you've heard from me already. I spoke to senior officers this afternoon. I mean, I had to make contact because when you hear of an event such as this, we need to understand, do they have a likely target? Have they been told of a likely target? Are there similarities between the devices that were intercepted, the device intercepted and the devices at Lurgan and Dunmurry? And I think the police will speak more to that, but there are good levels of intelligence sharing, it would appear. And I think from a public perspective, we need to know just how much information the guards have. Are there connections between this device and the attacks on Dunmurry PSNI station and Lurgan PSNI station? That remains to be determined. All right? Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thanks all.